Hello, contractors. My name is Cornelio with Maze Mechanical, and I'm going to share a quick video on calculating the Xcel rebate and selecting an AHRI match system using Johnstone Supply's contractor tools, which make it really easy to find an AHRI match system, see if it's in stock, and calculate your rebate. So you can see on the screen I have three different screens set up. The top left corner here is the Xcel stuff. The top bottom left is the AHRI directory, which we'll use for reference. And then on the right hand side, we have Johnstone Supply. I'm already signed in, and we're going to look at the tools on Johnstone Supply that'll help us select the product really easily. So first, you want to look at Xcel's. Assuming that you've taken Xcel's courses and got registered as one of their contractors, which you would be listed here, then you would get this information as far as their rebates currently as of September 5th, 2025. We're going to look at the cold climate rebate, which is, we'll try to highlight it right here. So the cold climate air source heat pump ducted rebate, 2250 $2,250 for heating ton at 5 degrees. That part's important. At 5 degrees, you got to remember that. It also has to have 15.2 SEER2, 10 EER2, 8.1 HSPF2, COP at 5 degrees at 1.75, and the heating capacity at 5 degrees must be at least 70% of the 47-degree rated heating capacity. So how do we check that? How do we select all that stuff? Assuming that you're a Johnstone authorized dealer, you can sign into your account, go to contractor tools. So you would just go to here, contractor tools, AHRI system selector, and let's just say that we have a system sold. Furnace is going to stay, it's existing. This is a scenario that I just ran into recently. 17-inch wide furnace with 80 kBTU, 80% furnace. They want to keep the furnace because it's not that old, and they want to add a new air conditioner. I talked to them features and benefits of the heat pump. So what we need is a 17-inch wide evaporative coil, and a condenser, a heat pump condenser that is 3 tons. So what we're going to look at is you go to the AHRI system selector. For today's exercise, we're going to use Bosch. So we're going to select Bosch heat pump system. Now we're just going to do the evaporator. We're not doing the air handler, which would be the all electric option, or the furnace and evaporator, which would be the gas backup. Today we're just going to use the evaporator. So you can scroll down, you can see the many different systems available, but you can actually filter this. And with the filtering tools, you can start with, I'm going to limit the search criteria to 17.5-inch wide because that's what I need. And then the 20 SEER Bosch system, the R454B is the one that I want. So I'm going to look at the outdoor model series. So I see the BOVA 20, that's the one I need. And I'm just going to hit apply, and then you can see it brings up 4 different options for me. Now you can cross-reference the options. So we see that there's 17-inch, 17.5-inch wide, all of them. The nominal width, tons. So it's got 4-ton option, 4-ton, 3-ton, which might work for this application. And then there's also the 2-ton. However, the 2-ton is the only one that actually matches the criteria. So if we look at it, you can see that the initial reading here is 15.2 SEER, EER is 12, HSPF is 9. So you cross-reference that over here. You got the cold climate air source heat pump ducted, 15.2, we're good there. 10 EER, we exceed that. 8.1 HSPF, we're good there. So we know that initially that's good to go. But we do need to check this AHRI number to make sure all the other aspects line up. So You plug that into the AHRI 214-771-725. All right, so we're gonna look over here on the AHRI, and I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger since we already know the cold climate aspects. And you can see all of the ratings here. So we know we needed 1.75 COP at 5 degrees. So we got 1.9, so we're good there. And we know that the capacity rating now of heating capacity at 5 degrees is 16,800. And you can see right here that the 47 degree heating capacity rating is 24,000. So quick math, you would just want to divide the smaller number by the big number. So 16,800, let's pull up our calculator. So we got 16,800 divided by 24,000 BTUs equals, it's exactly 70%. So we match on all of those. So now let's calculate how much of a rebate we can get with this particular item. So this AHRI match system would get the amount here, 16,800 divided by 12,000 BTUs, which is a ton, equals 1.4, and then we multiply that by the current. So if you remember back to this screen, the current rebate as of September 5th, 2025 is $22.50 per heating ton at 5 degrees. So that's for the cold climate air source heat pump ducted. That's what we're looking at, right? So we know that we can multiply that times 2250 equals $3,150. So $3,150. The last thing you do, this is a helpful, not necessarily, you might want to still double check this, but you can click on the item. So we know we want this one. It's a 2-ton coil, but it's the AHRI 3 tons. We know we got 16,000 BTUs that we're working with at 5 degrees. So you click on it. Johnstone's website will actually tell if it's in stock. This price is going to be blurred out for reasons, but you can see that they're both in stock. So you just grab the ADP integration kit for the board, maybe a heat pump pad, maybe just a chunk of line set and some 8-wire, you'll be good to go. You can actually get the certificate here, download it from the directory if you hadn't already done that. But as far as the tools to select the rebate, that's about as easy as you can get. In part 2, I will show you actually how to fill out the rebate form using the same sort of split screen method that I've been using. So let me know what you think.